Right. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm Millz Lane, and this is American Culture Topics presents an American Standoff. Joining me, of course, I always say.
Well, okay.
Joining me is Trap Gardner. So salute the Trap. Hey, Laura Reds, how you doing? So Trap, while I drum up some more support and interest, why don't you let us know? All right, Laura, I'm going to have to switch to my Mac stage. There you go.
Mac stage.
There you go. I'm Macking now. I got my glasses on. I see everything.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm doing okay. Personal life is a weird wreck, but podcasting is perfect. Yeah. That's how you say it. Mm-hmm. How are you doing, Trap?
Doing fine, man.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So that's one of the keys that understanding here. We decided to take a look back because we kind of glanced over it last week. There was a standoff in Philadelphia. It happened 3700 block of 15th Street or something like that. But definitely there was a standoff because someone allegedly, can I say allegedly? Do I have to say allegedly?
Allegedly.
Okay, sure. Shot 6 Philadelphia police officers. So that became suspicion. And they wanted to make sure that everything was taken care of. At least we saw that on the news. And we were not able to, basically, the guy, he was finally apprehended. He surrendered after about 7 hours, after a discussion with his lawyer. Yeah, the news is depressing. I agree. And it definitely was part of a raid going bad. It's interesting when, I've seen raids before from Philadelphia. They tend to usually happen early in the morning, before the working class are out, before the school children are out there, stuff like that. Salute to 707 Cortez. Thank you. It was just odd that this raid started at 4 p.m. And I'm kind of like dragging out. I'm just trying to put out. I'm actually saying what the news told us because that's what I understand. But sometimes there's a story behind the story. And Trap Gardner will be the number one person that will be able to explain what's going on behind the scenes. So, Trap, give us a breakdown of the day of the standoff.
Okay. The day of the standoff was a very hot day, up the upper 90s. Everybody was out, in about, kids being taken out of the daycare center, buses going by. You know, people, you know how it is when it's hot in the summertime. And the police showed up. Guys were outside. They ran. They got about 7 of them. Uh, they proceeded to the house that would be at the beginning of the block. But you know how these side houses are. So these houses were straight, and the other house was side. And that was Erie Avenue. And on 15th Street, they proceeded to the wrong house at first. Okay? They went to the house 3712 first.
3712.
3712. Then they decided, oh, damn, we got the wrong house. Then they went to, because that was an abandoned minium. Then they went to 3714,
Okay.
which was the wrong house. Then they proceeded to 3716, which was the right house. So about maybe 10 cops rushed into the house. Some went upstairs, some went downstairs. And this guy, he comes, hey, allegedly, he pulls out his RA-15 and he opened fire, allegedly. And then you seen cops running out of the building. Oh, they ran out of the building really, really tough. Oh my God, they ran out of there. Well, you know, they cops and shit, whatever.
Yeah, we saw from the helicopter pictures, cops running down the street holding their hand like.
Well, anyway, they left guns behind. They left 2 of their fellow officers too behind too.
Wait a minute now, left cops behind.
Yeah.
Now, well, they not the military, so military say we never leave no man behind. These are the Philadelphia police officers.
Well, anyway, they left 2 people behind. Okay, and then this how this breaks down. So the boy allegedly shot those 6 cops in the opening moments of this standoff, and now he got 2 other cops in the back room of the 2nd floor of the house pinned down. Okay, so he never comes into physical contact with them. So the shootout starts and shit, and everybody starts shooting. Well, all the cops started shooting at the house and shit. This house had enough lead in it to build a statue of me and him about maybe 9 feet tall. I mean, they had a lot of shooting and shit. Cars got shot up.
Well, let me spoil it for Laura. Laura, the shooter survived.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did survive. He wasn't shot. They didn't get a chance to beat him because the news cameras were there. They couldn't do nothing like that. And the crowd wouldn't go nowhere. And what I know, I could tell you this much. He was shooting at cops, not people. Okay? And what pisses me off the most about it is there was a daycare right down the street, 50 feet away. Not 50 yards, 50 feet away from where the shooting started at. Full of little black children. And the cops knew that. There was a house next door to them. There were 3 children and 2 women. 14-year-old, 12-year-old, and a 3-year-old little boy. These people called the cops and said to them, hey, we're in the house next door. Be careful, don't shoot us. Okay, that was at 4 o'clock when it all started. And then after that, this is when everything went to hell. They brought the SWAT team up, and SWAT started shooting at the boy. Everybody now he's shooting, they shooting. People, like I said, people's houses got shot up, cars got shot up, dogs were killed. You know what I mean? This was a bad move on the Philadelphia Police Department part. This raid should never have taken place in the middle of the day like that. Should have been like really late at night or really early in the morning. But not in the afternoon. Nobody does that. You know what I mean? Who does that? You know?
Like I said, I never saw a raid early in the morning like that.
I mean, in the afternoon, you mean?
Yeah, in the afternoon. I always seen it in the morning. It's
right.
Like,
okay. This was
quiet as kept. Philadelphia Police Department. I have a lot of interactions with them.
Whatever. But anyway,
I'm alive to talk about those interactions. Yes, and yes, one time they did raid my house, and yeah, they were looking for some guy who used to live there, and I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense because
whatever.
Well, so
let's
anyway,
get back to the story.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, all this shooting going on, there's bullets flying all over the place and shit. Well, allegedly, but I have a few questions for the Philadelphia Police Department. One is, let's see all the tape, because I know the guy across the street had a video camera, and somehow or another they only show about 30, not even 30 seconds of it, like 10 seconds of it. But he had camera on that spot for quite a time. You know what I mean? From way before it started into way into after what you call it. That tape has not been shown.
Oh, Mac in here. Salute Mac J. Happy birthday, sir. Yeah. Thanks for joining us on American Culture Topics. American Culture Topics. We don't step to topics. We go to optics. We go on the cops too. We don't give a damn who don't like us do. You know what I'm saying? Do. You know what I mean?
All right, back to the story.
Go ahead.
So anyway, so they got tear gas flying and they're trying to get the crowd back. And people's like, well, why the crowd? White people, why the crowd that keep coming up? Keep coming up and the cops trying to push them back. One thing is, this boy is not a murderer, okay? Far as I know, far as he know is, he didn't know who the hell was coming in there. You know what I mean? So he just let loose with some shit. And he's still crooked with whoever he might be. He's still not no murderer, okay? He wasn't shooting at, he was not going to shoot at no people. I mean, I could have walked by there if the cops would stop shooting and say, hey man, I'm walking by, and he'd have stopped firing. I know this in my heart, okay? But anyway, as I was saying.
So remember I was telling you, we were a couple shows ago when I was talking about the right to bear arms.
Well, see, we're going to get to that.
Okay, go ahead.
We're going to get to that.
All right.
The first thing is, when we started out talking, we were talking about allegedly shot 6 cops. Okay. Well, I would like to know where the evidence at, you know what I mean, that he shot those 6 cops. Because if he had this, his gun was supposed to be a semi-automatic. But when he was firing it, he was getting off about 20 shots at a time. So you're going like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if he had some special equipment that made that gun fire like that. But if you think he was shooting like that, somebody should have gotten killed. You know what I mean? I believe the cop shot some of the cops. I think the evidence is going to prove out on that.
Okay, so real quick, we're going to take a quick break to remind folks about American Culture Topics. American Culture Topics, we believe in the right for police to do their job and lawfully do their job. As long as police believe that, and believe in, I should say, a clear rules of engagement between themselves and the civilians, which is us, then we have no problem with police doing their job. We want them to go home safe at night as well. But, if you jamming up little Ray and you stealing this package every other week, when little Ray decide to get you set up, we don't give a fuck. But get back to what you're saying. Go ahead.
So anyway, this goes to the more deeper subject, okay? It's a black neighborhood, a working class black neighborhood, and people got a little money. Ain't nobody really rich down there, but it is some nigga rich down there. But anyway, as I was saying, these kind of things don't happen in white neighborhoods. They evacuate the daycare center. You know what I mean? They do these things at night and shit. You know what I mean? So it minimized the danger to everybody else. But this raid was just crazy. This was the biggest traffic jam in Philly history. 5 blocks one way, 5 blocks the other way. The subway line shut down. So it was a lot of bullshit. Stores had to close because they couldn't have customers walking through there. It was just really crazy. A lot of people lost some money, and the city paid out some money. Gonna have to pay out some money for all the losses that everybody had. You know what I mean? And on top of that, oh yeah, I forgot about the other 2 cops that got hurt too.
Okay, so many of you may not know, but there's other things that actually happened that evening, that afternoon, I should say. It involved some other cops who were and the other citizens of Philadelphia. Once again, we have no problem with the clear rules of engagement, but once you start, we're gonna get.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna.
We're gonna get a YouTube strike.
But I'll call you right back. Okay.
Who cares, right?
I love you, baby.
So
Bye-bye.
we have other police officers that, once again, just currently were not enacting the proper rules of engagement.
Okay.
And they had to be dealt with.
So what this would happen was an elderly couple headed down a street, and cops were racing to the scene where the shooting occurred at, where the shootout occurred at. And the cops hit the elderly couple car. And when the cops get out the car, they like, yo, we trying to go save our boys. What the fuck is y'all doing? They older people, like in they late 70s, early 80s. And they get out the car really disrespectful. Really disrespectful. So
who got out the car disrespectful?
The cops did.
Okay.
They got out the car very disrespectful, talking to these people really badly. And there was some guys on the corner was like, yo, man, you just hit their car and shit. They old, man. They didn't know what was going on and shit. You know what I mean? What's the matter with y'all? Man, fuck y'all niggas. What? So anyway, one of the brothers decided to pick up a piece of banister.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And got the welling on their asses and shit. And then some others joined in. So they gave them a quick beat down. Okay? And let me just say one thing. The Philadelphia Police Department are very disrespectful. Okay? They're very, very disrespectful. They'll take somebody that might not be a violent person and turn them into a violent person really easily. You know what I mean? They call your wife a bitch, your daughter a whore, and all kinds of shit like that. They don't give a fuck. They say a lot of nasty shit, and they do a lot of nasty shit. So anyway, this couple was going down the street, and they get hit by this speeding police car, and the cops get out the car, and they started immediately talking nasty to these people. And the brothers took it to them. Okay? So They made no arrest there. Everybody got away. The elderly couple stayed there and filled out the witch-a-calm. And those two cops, they went to the hospital. But they weren't injured really bad. They just had some bumps and bruises from head to fucking toe.
You talking about the cop?
Yeah. Yeah. But it could have came from the accident. You know what I mean? You know, they all didn't have,
There was also a cop that crashed his car into a stop sign, and he was supposed to be on his way. Oh yeah, I'm showing that. The Philadelphia police officer was on his way to the actual standoff, but he crashed his car. Especially when I'm guessing he heard that a few of his fellow officers already got shot.
Yeah.
And he thought different about making it. So he crashed his car on purpose, allegedly.
Oh, allegedly?
Allegedly.
Okay. So there's a lot of alleged things that went down in this, right? I know the rest of the world out there that was looking at this and listening into it was saying, well, damn, shit, they got motherfuckers like that running around in Philly and shit. Well, this guy was not a real killer for sure, because when he had all those cops running initially, the cops that showed up that was running like that, he could have came out that house and ran them all down and took care of it, and maybe he even got away. I mean, for the minute, he could have got away. I mean, it was easy. It could have, easily happened. So anyway, as I was saying, the people next door, they called the cops and say, "Hey, we're in this house." Cop shows up. The squad shows up a little later, about 11:30, 11 o'clock, just before the situation ended, and they put guns in a little 3-year-old boy face, a 12-year-old girl face,
a 3-year-old boy.
When SWAT came in, they had the guns, and they like, yo.
They treated this young. Well, they treated him like Elian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Google
they put the guns
Elian
in their
Gonzalez.
face. They put the guns in the people's face. Okay, everybody got a gun stuck in the face. So it was 2 grown women and 3 children, 14-year-old, 12-year-old, and a 3-year-old. Okay, so I'm like, okay, why would y'all do that? What was that about? Okay, and they was like, well, the squad, whatever. They told y'all that we was in the house. Well, they thought maybe the guy got it. No, because he couldn't have got out. Because y'all had the house surrounded back to front. So that could not be one of their concerns. Well, they chopped a hole through the wall. And I'm like, okay, what house? Well, he chopped the hole. No, see, the houses in Philly that's that old, the walls is about, maybe 2 feet thick. You know what I mean? So it ain't no chopping the hole through the wall. Now, the abandonments, he might have chopped holes through there one day, but not that day there. Okay, it's just impossible. So anyway, they came up with all kinds of excuses why they did this and whatever. So they goes through these people's houses, through the house next door. They use the bathroom. They don't flush the toilets. They open up the refrigerator and take some water ice out, and little water ice cups that they sell. They ate those. They ate people food.
Are you trying to tell me that the Philadelphia police officers serve and protect were being served and not protecting somebody's food?
No, they ate the food. I mean, they ate the water ices, the ice cream, whatever was cold in the house. They consumed it. Okay.
They pay for that?
No, they didn't need no money. No. They need no money for that. They could have put, one in their pockets, put a couple of bucks down and said, okay, we ate y'all stuff, so, whatever. So they used the bathroom. They didn't even bother flushing the toilet. Then inside the house, it was a door.
Well, they that nasty. They used the bathroom, ain't flushed the toilet?
No, hell no. They just pissed the shit in there.
So I'm pretty sure they ain't washed their hands either.
Nah, they probably didn't. What if they did? They used the people washcloths and stuff to wipe their hands with. So anyway, so they're in the house, and they kicked down a door inside the house, like the shed kitchen door. They kicked it down. Well, I could have just popped it open with a screwdriver. You didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Because y'all already inside the house. So, and they take a ladder through the back of the house. They put the ladder up against the house that they came in, and went to the roof and got the 2 cops out of the back of the house. And that's when they let loose with the tear gas. Well, they tear gassed the whole damn neighborhood. You could smell that shit and gunpowder all up and down the street, whatever. And so you would think that, okay, the guy came out, Maurice Hill, the alleged shooter, Maurice Hill. He comes out after he talks to his lawyer, and he comes out, he got his hands up in the air, and he
said, they're not going to kill me, is they? They better not kill me.
No, they ain't killing because he came out right.
I ain't letting this gun go if they kill me.
So anyway, he comes out, and they lock him up. Next thing they know, they say, oh, he shouldn't have been out on the street. Well, the neighbors didn't let him out on the street. No, them kids didn't let him out on the street. Y'all let him out on the street. And then you're going to say he shouldn't have been out on the street. Well, how that happens? How that happens? But okay, cool. We all through with that. But the disrespect just continued. Okay? They called the whole block a crime scene. They took people's cars away because they had bullet holes in them. You know what I mean?
Now, those bullet holes, of course, came from the alleged shooter, correct?
Listen, like I said, there was so much shooting going on that it just could not have been him.
So when you first started, you said they went to the wrong house twice.
Well, they went to 12, then they went to 14, and then they finally went to 16. Okay? And he was in 16. So the Abandonmentians, they kicked the doors down. Somebody owned that property.
Let's see, a 12 and a 6. I guess it looks similar a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, and the 4 and the 6 look just the same too, don't it?
You know, it's sad that it's 2019 and law enforcement, those who quick to say they're afraid and they fear for their life when Tamir Rice is holding a toy gun, those type of people still get addresses wrong.
And it's systemic. What happens, like I said, this disrespect thing is just really crazy. This was a classic example of police disrespect. This afternoon raid didn't make any goddamn sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's a daycare in that neighborhood.
Like I said,
very close.
Very close. 50 feet away at most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could actually have a little yard there where they play in, you know what I mean? You could actually hear them and see them sometimes playing in that daycare center. And the girls take them out for walks in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? I mean, it's the hood, but it's still, like I said, it's a working class neighborhood. You know what I mean? And
it's very close to Broad Street, which is one of our main traffic throughways. That
Broad Erie,
our subway system, stuff like that. So yeah, it's very close to a lot of that.
Yeah. So what happened after that is, like I said, it's systematic. Far as I know, is the Philadelphia Police Department and their bullshit. Okay. So anyway, they like I said, they cordoned off the block for like 3 days, I think. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, when they found the dead dog in the yard, in the other people's yard, they found this dead dog back there. They had to call the crime scene back. You know what I mean? Because it was another casualty, the dog. And matter of fact, actually, he was a nice little dog too. He wasn't a killer. He was a pit bull. Wasn't clipped, but he was a friendly dog and shit. I'd never seen him bark at nobody or whatever. I did see him raise his tail up at a cat or two. You know what I mean? But that's about it. You know what I mean? He was a friendly little dog and shit. You know what I mean? It's a damn shame he did. But yeah, he was the only. Well, him and a few other dogs got killed. You know what I mean? So they killed these dogs and they shot the place up. And gotta understand, if Maurice was in the house shooting out of the house, then all the bullets that went in came from the police. See what I'm saying? Because he was inside the house shooting out of the house. So all those other bullets came from the police. And they shot the fucking place up. You know what I mean? They shot that place up down there. And it was like, okay, they frantically trying to clean this up. The police commissioner, he shows up to the hospital. The mayor shows up, and the district attorney. But the district attorney ain't allowed to speak because they can't stand him. They hate him. But anyway, they goes in there and, this guy's a killer. I'm going back around the corner. I'm getting him out of there and shit. You know what I mean? The police commissioner did a real good job. But, he had a plan B too. You know what I mean? And you could see it in his face if you look at the interview from the police commissioner. Yeah. Like, these motherfuckers, what kind of bullshit is that?
You know what I mean? Speaking of our police commissioner,
just ex-police commissioner now.
Huh?
Ex-police commissioner.
Oh, yeah, well, spoiler alert, he's now our ex-police commissioner because at that time, police commissioner Richard Ross has now been, he's now said he's resigned. The mayor said he let him go, but Ross says he resigned. So, schematics, right?
Right. Yeah.
Apparently, he has a lawsuit against him by some.
No, it wasn't a lawsuit.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, it was a lawsuit against him.
Alleging that he was he was basically not proper when dealing with a sexual harassment complaint.
But
he also, the person that complained to him about sexual harassment from some other officer was his former, I guess they've already had a relationship themselves. So basically she like, hey, this young boy, he acting stupid. He trying to holler at me. You need to do something about it. And he was like, psh, you gave it to me. You threw that shit at me. So why wouldn't you throw it at him?
Yeah, well, see, let's get it straight. The lady, she did not sue him for their relationship. She was suing him about somebody trying to force her into another relationship.
How he decided to deal with it. He didn't want to deal with it because he figured once a hoe, always a hoe.
Well, anyway, he found his exit that would allow him to get the hell out of there.
Oh, yeah.
By admitting that he had an affair with this chick, but she never told anybody about it. But he went with it right quick. Oh yeah, I had an affair with her.
That's right. So he got
20 years ago.
He got out of here.
I'm out. Shit, I'm signing this paper. Look, I quit.
And if some of y'all have heard his name before, this guy we know, Troy Terrain, aka Star, he said that's his boy. You know? Yeah, he got a picture when he was in Philly, and he was and Michael Nutter was dumb enough to let him up on a microphone. That's when Star did his Start Snitching campaign. That's when Ross was the cop that told Nutter, okay, he's trying to do a Start Snitching because you want. Remember, Nutter was like, people need to stop being jackasses and they need to start telling on these knuckleheads running around the neighborhood.
Exactly.
So deputy at the time, Deputy Ross, was friends with Troy Terrain, and Troy Terrain was also working in Philadelphia, I think at 100.3 The Beat. That's when they met up. They got in City Hall, and he let Star. Of course, he wasn't going to take his hat off. They let Star talk about his Start Snitching campaign.
But this is the whole thing about this Start Snitching thing.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing is, the police always say that, right? Oh, yeah, the people won't tell them nothing, right? Y'all won't tell them the bad cops. You know what I mean?
Facts.
When did y'all start? Why don't the cops start snitching on the bad cops? That's why they all tell the cops that's sexually harassing women, the cops that's stealing dope, the cops that's stealing money, the cops that's doing that. When the cops start snitching, maybe the people will start snitching. Show an example and shit. I mean, listen, this is real. This is real. You got so many fucking cops doing so much of shit. They had a bunch of cops that just lost their job recently too, right? In Philly, right? I think about 29 of the 79 that made these nasty remarks on Facebook. Other cops knew about this, but none of them told. None of them stepped up. So when the cops start snitching, the people might start snitching. But y'all work with people every day that you know are crooks, are thieves and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know, I see it all the time, shit. I know for a fact that cops don't snitch on cops. They call it the thin blue line thing. They won't tell on bad cops. So good cops, honest, working hard cops will not tell on bad cops. So won't y'all show the community an example by starting snitching on the bad cops? What's up?
And
let's go, boys.
Didn't make the cut makes a point. If you're a civilian, there's no such thing as snitching, and I believe in that aspect. I think what happens in the urban community in America, what happens is the community part of it is not real. It's just a bunch of people living near each other. And with capitalism, there's an underlying fact that we're really concerned about ourselves and our families over the community in total. So basically, I'm trying to say, if I always say June because most people in the hood know a June, but if June is on the corner selling dope to the fiends, and most people in their community are capitalists. They believe in capitalism, so they're going out there. They're finding a way to trade value for work. Yeah, I show all comments, so I don't care what y'all say. Yeah, but most people are in their house and they're concerned about their own self and their own family. So as long as June's down the corner selling dope to the fiends, they don't care. Now, June does something stupid or is tried by some rival group of dealers and is a shootout that occurs, and June maybe gets shot or one of his boys. Once again, we don't really care because it didn't happen to our family. But once the shootout happens and what we call the innocent bystander effect happens, where maybe a child or a working class person gets involved and gets shot, we start to care a little bit more as long as it's not our family. Once it is actually our family, then now we change. We want to mobilize. We want to become militant. We want to protest, get mad at City Hall, mad at the mayors. We're mad at everybody except June. But, you know.
Well, that's a partial thing. The thing is, I have known this for a fact. So you call the cops and say, hey, listen, June's selling drugs on the corner. You know what they do? They ride right to your door.
They ride. So, yeah, okay. I'll be the cops.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. You called us?
Yeah, I did.
You telling me that guy right there selling dope?
Oh, no,
I didn't say
that. I ain't say
sir,
that.
you called us.
No, I ain't say that. No.
Sir.
No.
Did not you?
No.
No, you
No.
cut my cam off. Motherfucker, did not tell you called me. But anyway, okay.
Basically that's what they do. I mean, the reason why people don't say anything is because the cops will walk right to your door and say, oh, you call the cops and say you complain about this drug dealer down the corner there. Real nice and loud too. Right outside. They won't even come in your house and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they say it right there and shit. And people be like, oh my God. No, I ain't calling the cops on nobody. You know what I mean?
Now June knows that you're a hater.
Yeah. And your car tires get cut.
Yeah.
Your windows get broken out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And your kids get harassed and shit. So this is why people don't tell on nobody. Because of this kind of shit there. And once again, then you see the foot patrol cops walk by. Oh, something else too. I didn't speak about that area there is where the shootout where it did happen, is patrolled by 3 different police departments. You have this city transit cops, then you had the university cops, then you had the Philadelphia police department. Okay, so you have 3 departments that intersect in that area. You know what I mean? And I see foot patrol, bike patrols, and all kinds of shit, right? But ain't nobody know who was doing all this, right? You know what I mean? So they talk about snitching. Let me go back to an incident, 29th and Ridge, maybe a little bit more than 4 years ago, 5 years ago. 2 fellas was watching a soccer match about 1:30 in the morning, and seen this guy running. He was running really fast. He saw another guy running behind him with this big old gun. I don't know what kind of handgun it was, but it was big and nasty. He was firing. Okay, so I guess eventually he got him. The cops shows up, and they was like, well, can you give me a description? And my man at the store, he was like, hey, where they was watching the soccer game at. He says to the cop, I got a tape of it. It's on the DVR. And the cop was like, well, can you give me a description of it? He said, listen, no, I ain't see shit. I just seen two motherfuckers running and one motherfucker shooting. But I got a tape right there. You can have it. You know what I mean? The cop, once again, says this. So the two fellows in there say, you know what? We taking the fifth, okay? And one says to him, I want a lawyer. You know what I mean? And the cop's like, oh, what the fuck do you need a lawyer for? You ain't did nothing wrong. No, well, I done told you already. You know what I mean? What happened, what we saw, now you want all this other stuff, and I got a tape right there that you could have. You know what I mean? And they still insisted that they want a state. And the guy's like, the video is the state.
That's right.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? So it's like cameras all over the place. You know that. You got cell phones. You got cameras all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? What the fuck and shit? What the fuck? You know? So they saying people ain't snitching, but people will give you the tape in a minute. You know what I mean? They'll give you the tape. Take the fucking tape. Take the DVR. Check the camera. The camera will do it. What is wrong with that? But they kind of lazy. They don't want to do all that. You know what I mean? That means they have to get out there with your car, walk over there, pull the tape out and shit, bag it as evidence and shit. You know, they have to do all that. What's that? They call that policing, do they?
That's police work. That's what I saw on The Wire. They was always happy when they did actual police work. They was happy to do stakeouts and all that other shit. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, and actually, when you think about it, okay, like, I think them guys are a little lazy. They done got a little complacent. You know what I mean? And almost got a bunch of them killed. You know what I mean? Their moves, their actions didn't make any sense at all. You know? Yeah. Because, these guys get robbed too. You know? People rob them. And they might have got taken a couple of times, once or twice. And they were able to go in there and get the money and get little June's money and run out of there and get away, you know. So if a thief could do it, the cop should be able to get in there without shooting nobody and get away, come out there with them all locked the fuck up. Yeah. All right, now I guess we're gonna move on to the next story.
What story?
I thought we had another story.
Oh, okay. So in wrapping up, fuck the bad police.
Fuck the bad police.
Fuck the bad police. Yeah.
But we with the good police now.
Okay, I'm with the good police, and once again, as a capitalist, until they mess with me and my family.
Yeah, and you know what? Start snitching, cops. Y'all know who the motherfucking bad guys are. Start snitching, you bitches. You know what I mean?
Now I'm looking on Instagram. One of my church members met E.T., the hip hop preacher. That's what's up. All right, before I go into the next. So for everybody that came in, let me give y'all some plugs just for coming and joining us on American Culture Topics Presents an American Standoff.
What?
CMW Recordings, a.k.a. 707 Cortez. This man makes good music. Trust me. It's good melody. It's catchy. It's right with the times. And if you want to listen, go ahead, check that man out. Hit up his CMW Recordings. Check out his YouTube page. He can take you to, I'm pretty sure he can take you to the SoundCloud, wherever he's streaming his stuff. We got Bonnet Light Body in the house. Well respected, known across many platforms for a lot of engagement. He's known, but he's not a podcaster. Okay? Didn't make the cuts in here, and didn't make the cut. Has also been known. We think because we don't actually know. We think that he's part of the Free Spirit channel, and he's also a part of the Snitch Network that actually looks at things that need to be snitched on. Like one was the Greenfell fire, the fire in Greenfell. And he's done stories on white nationalists as well. So didn't make the cut. We think you are that guy we call Super Mo. Father of Trolling's in here as well. Father of Trolling. Let me tell you about this guy. If you follow him on Instagram, you're gonna laugh, and then you're gonna be like, that's some gay shit. Just scroll past that one because he has an agenda. And if he's showing, he's just making people laugh all day. And if it means making everybody laugh, then you should enjoy his stuff as well. Mac J was in here earlier, of course. I'll be saying salute to Mac J on his birthday. He also has a show. UG Kings and Underground Kings. Mac get it in. Mac get it in. His show be popping. He's also on the morning show with Ruckus in the AM. Yep. Blue Label was in here. I see Blue Label Multimedia. If you don't know, now you know. Blue Label. He also does the Independent Spotlight show on Ruckus Radio. Blue Label also, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but I wouldn't know who Cool Taj the Great was without Blue Label Multimedia. So Behind the Bars in the house. Maine, salute to Maine, Philly guy. Maine, you're doing your thing. I'm proud of you. I was trying to say the other week, that show you did with your wife and how supportive she was of what you were doing almost brought tears to my eyes. So salute to Maine as well and his endeavors on his channel Behind the Bar. Maybe we link up. What else is going on? I seen of course, Laura Reds was the first one in here. So salute to Laura Reds. Laura Reds, I'll be missing some of your lives, but I'm going to catch some more because when you go live, it's fun. We had D Holla in the house. D Holla. Salute to D Holla. Even though he's from New York, so I'm going to let all that know. But D Holla does a show on Ruckus Channel with Mac J called Let's Talk That Shit, along with Amazing Confections. So salute to D Holla as well. And I don't know if anybody else came in. If I missed y'all, I'm sorry. But it was plug time in the Tabernacle. So yes, Trap, we got another this day in history. You got two stories. Which one you want? You want Nolan Ryan or you want Athea Gibson?
Athea Gibson.
Oh, perfect. This day in history. Athea Gibson becomes the first African American to tour on the U.S. tennis tour. August 22nd of 1950.
And I wasn't there then, okay?
Oh, come on, Trav.
I wasn't there.
You're always at all the history events.
I wasn't there, okay?
Sir, you were at the 1776 signing of the Declaration of Independence. We see a picture of you sitting there like this.
Motherfuckers. Lying ass bastards. All right, get back to Athea Gibson. All right.
So anyway, Athea Gibson, she was the first to compete in the U.S. national tennis. She grew up in Harlem, okay? So New York folks.
Harlem.
Age of 14, she won the first tournament. Then she won the state championship. She was sponsored by the ATA, American Tennis Association. So that was established in 1916 by black players. Okay, so she was doing her thing. She did good on grass courts.
She had a nice ass too. She had a really nice ass. You think Venus ass or something? That girl had a nice ass. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. You know? But man, she was before my time. You know?
She's
still around?
One of the things was she happened before Jackie Robinson, correct? This is 1950.
When it was 1950, Jackie was a little bit ahead of
So he was a little bit ahead of okay. So my mistake. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Thank you very much, Trap.
Right.
So one of the things that I brought up Jackie Robinson was because, you know, when black people jump into a different lane that's, you know, black people weren't actually in before, they always get these questions, especially by the media. They're like, hey, you know, I guess you're the Jackie Robinson of tennis. And she was like, pause. Step back with that bullshit. Don't put me in that. I'm a tennis player. Ain't got nothing to do with Jackie Robinson. Jackie is in his own lane. He playing baseball. As he doing his thing, I'm playing tennis. So she kind of just like, to that. So, you know, basically she paved the way for other Africans like that played tennis, like Arthur Ashe, Venus and Serena Williams, Sloane Stevenson, you know, those folks.
Well, that's Dr. J daughter.
No. That was.
She was a Stevenson too, wasn't she?
Alexandria. I forget her name.
Yeah. You know Dr. J.
Her name was Dr. J's daughter because when she was playing in Wimbledon, all we knew was her mom was a white lady that said, "Yeah, this is Dr. J's daughter." So that's all we got. She was elected into the Tennis Hall of Fame in 1971. So on this day, tennis was integrated with their first black star, Althea Gibson. Okay. You got anything else on Althea Gibson other than the fact that she has a nice booty?
Well, she had nice tits too. What? Oh, hell no. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, she was you know, she was nice all around and shit, you know what I mean? I remember some stuff on her. You know what I mean? Like, cause when I became self-aware and I started looking at her like, oh damn, shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know? Nice lady.
Well, did you know that she also toured with the Harlem Globetrotters?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, well, in the 60s, she toured around with the Harlem Globetrotters as well. So
what? She played ball?
Yeah. I mean, she played tennis. If you can play tennis, you can play basketball.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't, you know, I think she needs to stay in her own lane then.
Yeah, well, it's different than baseball because baseball, you trying to, I mean, it's similar in baseball, but baseball, you stand in one spot and the ball's coming and you swing. Tennis, you're moving to the ball, then swing.
Well, she had to make her money. You know what I'm saying?
She had to have a fleet of foot.
Money. I'm quite sure she was paid right. You know what I mean? And women should be paid right in sports. Equal pay for women.
Equal pay for women if their sport brings in the money.
No. Really?
Yeah. If your sport not bringing in the money, you can't get equal pay. I can't give a WNBA player
$22 million,
$140 million contract over 5 years like a Ben Simmons would get if their sport is not bringing in $2 billion like the NBA is.
Okay. All right.
That's just how I feel.
Equal pay.
If your sport brings it in, this is capitalism here.
I guess I'm a communist.
I'm just saying.
I'm just a socialist.
I'm just saying like this. There's a cook at a restaurant that charges like $50 and $60 a plate. That chef may make six figures, but that guy cooking that Popeye's chicken sandwich, he's making $7.50 for a reason. He's cooking, but he's making $7.50 because the money being generated, it's not the same.
He puts a special sauce on that shit.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
I like Chick-fil-A anyway.
Yeah.
Wait
a minute, have you eaten the Popeye sandwich yet?
I have not, because
Okay,
right
you know
now.
what? How you
Hold
gonna
on,
be
time
saying like
out.
that?
Okay.
How you gonna be talking like that?
Okay. Spoiler alert, y'all don't know, but I am on a fast right now. It's called the Daniel fast. So if you see me drinking from this bottle, it's one of them stank fusion water bottles and whatever.
What you happen to have in there?
There's like
what's that loaded?
Blueberries, lemons, and oranges.
You remember Blueberry in that movie?
But I got you. But what I'm trying to say is, since I'm on my fast of fruits and vegetables only, this damn Popeye's chicken versus Chick-fil-A thing is getting on my nerves just a little bit.
Let's go down there and get a taste.
Nah, I'm not breaking my fast right now.
One taste, man.
I need the strength.
I got the money. Okay, I got the money. We got to pay. I got the money. We'll get that chicken a little taste, man, and see how it really is.
I'll break the fast on Saturday or Sunday, maybe Saturday. Also, for those who are still here, there may not be an American culture. Jesus.
What you going Jesus?
No, just because I saw once they said they hide the comment, and I got to read it. Like
they hid their comment
because it was some curses and whatever.
Oh,
so anyway, there may not be an American culture topics next week based upon the fact that I will be traveling.
But I might just do the show for you, okay? Let me help you out. Let me help you out, man.
Okay, I mean we can do that. If that's possible, we can do that.
If it's possible, I will do the show.
And I'm going to the Midwest, so I'm an hour behind. I'm going Mac J time.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I do the show, I'm going to do the show on the different.
He said 707 say check my Spotify. 707 Cortez on Spotify.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to do. I'm going to do the show on the different tastes of punani. Okay. The difference between white punani, black punani, Puerto Rican punani, and Chinese punani, and alien punani too. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Alien punani.
Yeah, alien punani.
What? You know what?
What?
I'm just, prepping the people. Will we do that show? Storm Area 51 culture. That's a culture. 2 million.
I'm just saying.
2 million people gonna do it, so that's a culture. So
yeah, I have met some aliens and shit, Yeah.
Okay, we hold these truths to be self-evident. So thanks again, Trap Gardner. If you love the commentary, look at this.
What?
If you love the commentary from Trap Gardner and you want to support this guy, just let him know he can use some money.
I could use some money.
Right?
I could. You know what I mean? Seriously, shit. I mean, I'm still trying to sample other punanis out there, like Eskimo punani. I
think that's it. PayPal.me/Trap Gardner.
Yeah.
He's also on the Instagram.
Did I ever have any Eskimo punani?
One day you need to get you a Cash App, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did have.
I work on that for him.
Yeah.
And
Hawaiian punani. Yeah, I had some of that. Well, anyway, I'm on a world tour. I want to tour the world before I die, because you see the gray in my hand. I'm getting old. I want to tour the world and taste all the punani in the world. You know what I mean? That's my fucking list.
No, I don't know nothing, man. Listen.
Oh, listen. Wait, hold up, buddy. Hold up. Don't shoot me down. Sorry, I was just joking. Oh, okay.
So I throw out my PayPal.me/Millz Lane and Cash App Millz Lane ACT.
Yeah.
I enjoy the fact y'all join us. Thanks for joining us. We're working on getting better. I'm mad at the computer I brought. It don't do what I needed to do. Let me start lying. I brought a Chromebook and it's stupid. And it doesn't make any sense. And I'm snitching. I'm mad at YouTube, and they might cut us off. YouTube, who's owned by Google, who makes these damn Chromebooks, they don't work together. It's like, I don't understand why we don't work. Why your own shit don't work with your own shit. So somebody want the show extended. What's up? You got some time?
Yeah.
Watch this. I'm gonna hate. They want the show extended, but they don't show no love to the PayPal. Ribs is touching, so don't make me wait. Up around, I'm gonna bite you. Snatch the plate. I've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Keep it real, partner. Give it to the needy. Okay. I'm done. All right, I'm done.
So we're gonna extend the show?
What you got? All right, this is gonna be wild. It's wild card time. So
okay, let me just go
remind me to never drink again before the show.
That's okay.
All right,
cool.
So we got all right. What do y'all want us to talk about?
The first one
to get something in here, we'll talk about it. I'm not talking about father of these nuts. I tell you, girl, over wide. That's not a topic.
Father, what nuts?
No, they in the chat. Throwing internet darts.
Oh, okay.
Hold up, Millz. Give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, whoever get the topic out.
Nobody got one yet? Damn. Come on, people.
Yo, it's funny because it's showing me like who's participating, but it's not showing me
no, nobody yet?
No. It's still internet. They showing me who's participating, but it ain't the people that's in the chat. So
shit.
Google lying.
Yeah.
Don't make me go looking. Topic: who really supports? That's a good question, Blue Label.
Who support what?
That's a good question. So when you think about the term support, what does it actually entail?
What? You mean like child support?
No. Oh. Well, that's part of it. So we are members of the Black community. And sadly, we don't support much of anything until it's co-signed by one or two groups, the youth or the white guy. We talked about this last week with the blacks, and I'm sorry, African American culture. And I thought we were going to go back into that this week, but Trap decided to go to a different direction, which I'm okay with. But when we talked about this last week about the black, where we have stores in our communities that are ran by Asian, Indians, Asian. I don't know if Oriental is a good thing to say. I don't want to get a YouTube problem anyway, and Latino, Hispanics. Those are stores that we see. So when it comes to even hip hop, your lane, when I look at the hip hop and I look at concerts of the newer artists, the concerts are usually filled with the supporters that are not, they're not black. They're white supporters. So when we talk about who really supports, like, okay, I'll give you this. We had donations. Real talk. We had donations when we were on Ruckus' show. We had donations for some folks. Bonnet definitely donated. Other folks donated to the show, Cliff Bravo. But once we moved to this channel, we haven't seen any donations. Now, when I think about it, I'm looking at this as a piece of history that needs to be documented. I look at this show, American Culture Topics, as a way to bring forward some things that may get missed throughout history, media tends to focus on one thing. Like, I don't have to worry about Jay-Z and his NFL deal. I don't have to worry about that. That's going to get dealt with. But I want to make sure that we're not forgetting how police interactions with the community is a culture topic. So that's what we're trying to bring forward. We bring a little bit of humor. You know, we may bring some story. Trap got that good story. People swear about Trap, but yet he's not seeing anything for it. Now, once again, it's content provided, but at the same time, he shows up every week. I show up every week, and we try to deliver it. And me personally, I get the satisfaction from the folks showing up. I get satisfaction if people think I'm saying something funny or I'm in a chat room somewhere. I enjoy that because I'm trying to craft comedy at the same time. So the support, like I say, might not be monetarily for us, but I see it in other ways. I get my banner shown on different channels and stuff like that. Ruckus shows my banner. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes to support, there's a lot of different types of support. And at the end of the day, my concern is making sure that I'm entertaining. Trap concern is making sure that he's entertaining. We're both really concerned about making sure we get this stuff out and it's true. We're not here making up anything, but definitely we wouldn't mind getting a couple dollars. All right. Anything else? Millz is support only money. Support can be co-signed. That's right. Yeah, so support can be alike. That's right. I ain't had no problem with that. I definitely. Father Trolling said, Trap, tell us the time you escaped through the Underground Railroad. Yeah.
Well, see, I was hanging on to your mama's drawers, right? And she pulled me through a tunnel and shit, right? And then I dug up her ass by accident. Then I made a left turn and I saw grandma. You know what I mean? That's how I got it. That's how I got out. You know what I'm saying? And then I had all that punani all over me and shit because, I was a little hungry, so I had to get a little taste of something. That's how it was done. Anything else?
Salute to Chris. Chris, salute. Yeah, see? So Father Trolling, he answered your question. Yeah. I remember when I did the wild card show a couple weeks ago. That's the one you couldn't make. And they weren't asking me no questions. Like, I was shocked. I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah. Any other questions about Trap?
Nah.
Oh.
Any other topics y'all would like us to discuss? Millz, talk about Snow Billy. I don't know Snow Billy. I
know Snow Billy. He lied.
I am purposefully not paying attention to Snow Billy for one reason and one reason only. I don't know if he makes music. I know he has some type of connection to that Tekashi 6ix9ine fellow. But I know Tekashi 6ix9ine made music. So I had to pay attention to Tekashi 6ix9ine. The reason why I had to pay attention to Tekashi 6ix9ine is because I have some teenage children. So I have to let them know that I know some stuff. So every once in a while, I might play a little Joyner Lucas, and my kids hear it and it's like, my dad listened to Joyner Lucas? I'm like, yeah. Just so you know, you ain't getting past me. But other than that, Snow Billy, seems like you like him didn't make the cut. And I'm going to say this. What he's doing, to me, feels like he's a clout chaser. Now, we did a show on clout chase culture. Trap said there's nothing wrong with clout chasing. At the same time, I don't think that there's a big issue with it as long as, we stand on the truth. So if you're bringing the truth to the clout, I have no problem with that. But if you're lying for the clout, that's a problem. So if Snow Billy's telling the truth, then keep listening. I enjoy his content. One day it's going to catch my ear. I guarantee that. But for now, that's all I know about Snow Billy.
Oh,
wait a minute, he say Snow Billy out here snitching on the New York Bloods. Oh, goodness. Well,
we don't know nothing about that.
We don't, yeah. So basically, once again, may Snow Billy find God. That's all I got.
Anybody got any other more questions and shit?
So I apologize to everybody who was waiting on that spiritual thoughts of an objective Christian show.
Objective Christian? What the hell is an objective Christian?
That's me. So anyway, I have not did the show, and I have been very occupied on other things. So that's why that show hasn't happened. Looking at this time away, I might have some free time to deal with that. So I'm not gonna say the first episode, but I have a whole sermon thoughts dedicated to poop. What church do I go to? I go to a church called Faith Tabernacle Church. It's in Chester, Pennsylvania. Every once in a while, I put up a post where there's a men's fellowship on Sunday, the third Saturday, and we just invite all men. It's just men. We just sit there, we pray together.
I don't like those kind of things.
No, it's funny because like sometimes the leader, he'd be like, Lord, and we just want to, we just want to be steadfast, even when that shorty come walking by and her behind is like, am I sharing too much? I think I am. So anyway, yes, I stand by the fellowship. I think it's a great thing. I didn't get a chance to go last weekend, and like clockwork, I had a terrible weekend last weekend. So So I'm just saying. So once again, yes, I let my spiritual side ride. My spiritual side rides like I don't know what. If you wanted to hear about it, you will hear about it with that show. But I don't keep that on American culture topics unless we did a show about religion, culture, which, that's easy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's easy.
That's hard.
Father Trolling goes to Universal Church in Harlem. Wait a minute, is that
Hold up. The Universal Church
in Harlem? Yeah. That's not the church with that crazy pastor that talk about Starbucks putting semen in the coffee, is it? All right. So we got didn't make the cut. Millz, how did you find God? And how did you find Satan? So I found God young, about 12, on a Friday night. One of my friends' mom took us to one of these Friday night services because we just was running around in the projects. So that's where I found God. Found Satan probably the next day. Satan was interested in making sure that I did not go 100% for God. So Satan did everything he could. Satan invited me to like the neighborhood girl. Satan got me caught up in, I didn't snort anything. Satan got me caught up in toxins to my body. Satan told me about disrespecting my parents. Satan tried to get me, acting up in school.
Wait, hold up.
Satan tried. I say tried.
Oh wait, hold on. You blaming Satan for all
I
that
said
shit?
tried.
You I just asked you a question, man.
I'm not blaming Satan. I'm not blaming Satan. But he asking me where I found Satan.
No, I'm just saying that Satan got you into all that shit. You just didn't want no cool cat.
Yeah, David Manning. Now he don't go to David Manning church. Good. And Satan got me on Ruckus Radio. That's foul.
That's foul, man.
That's foul.
That's foul, man.
That's foul. Shame. But to be fair, I wanted to do a show for a long time. But at that time, when the channel first started, because we were revisionist history this morning on the show as we were celebrating Mac J's birthday. When it first started, I was like, all right, I want to do a show. And me and Trap, we always talked about this particular show. But, you start seeing a lot of demonic things going on over there. There's people leaving and people staying and going and this and that and like turning on people and the snapshot world and this person talk about that and all that stuff, all that confusion. And leave it to me to never waver from what I believe in. So if I believe in our bond, then I believe in our bond. It's up to you to make me not believe in our bond. And even then, I let that God part keep my thought process on in unity with the blacks. What's that? Time for me to cut this?
I guess so.
Okay. All right. Chris said, how do you know it was Satan? I think when I think of Satan, like I said, I don't really like this for this show, but when I think of Satan, I think you get that thought of what they teach you on TV with the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder. And it's like this urge to do the wrong thing. And when I say wrong, it's wrong because it's going to cause somebody harm. And you start thinking like that, there's a chance that things can go terribly wrong for somebody, not you all the time, based off your actions. I can be out driving drunk and I can get home safe, but in the course of that, I may hit 3 people and they don't get home safe. But I made it home safe. I was drinking. So that's what I think about when I think about how do I know it's Satan.
Okay. We done?
Trap, you got anything?
No.
Okay. So thanks again, everybody. This has been an eye-opening experience. Like I said, not 100% sure next week because my schedule is going to be a very busy man.
I'll do a Punani show.
I heard something about next Thursday that I might be somewhere where I'm making money, so I guess I should just shut up. Yeah. So for all that being said, that's Trap Gardner. I'm Millz Lane, and we thank you for joining us on this episode of American Culture Topics with liberty and justice for all.
Good night, people. Okay.
Ain't over yet. Hit the end button.